After a bad season in 2023, the 2024 UCF Knights are finally ready to charge on. So today on Tater Too Real, I'm going to keep it too real on why I believe UCF is cooking. Stay tuned. When you're looking at the 2024 UCF Knights, one big thing stands out. They were able to get a quarterback in Kj Jefferson, who played 3 seasons at Arkansas. He's a proven guy. Kind of reminds you of a Cam Newton. I'm not saying he is good as Cam Newton, but he's big, tall, strong arm, can run the ball if needed. But the most impressive group on this whole team, if not in the whole entire country, is running back. Kj Harvey rushed for 1,400 yards last year for UCF. Also, they brought in running back transfer Penny Boone. They're going to be 2 of the best running back tandems in all of college football, regardless of conference. Now, the receiver position was hit by Javon Baker going to the NFL, and they will still have Kobe Hudson, who was second on the team in receiving yards. Also, they got transfer Ajayi Hall. Also, they got a transfer in Javarius Johnson. They got a 4-star freshman in Kylan Fox coming in. So they will be just fine at receiver. They have a lot of players that are electric, dynamic. Also, the offensive line is headlined by Amari Kite at offensive tackle. So you're starting to see one thing at UCF. I was reading a report that some guy donated like $5 million to their NIL fund, and you're starting to see UCF get those type of players that you need to make a big jump in your program. The Kj Jeffersons, keeping RJ Harvey, going out and spending the money on defense, which I'm about to talk about in a second. Like, UCF is really heading in the right direction. You're starting to see new facilities come on the way and everything else. I just hope that head coach Gus Malzahn can finally win with the talent that is there, because every year that he's been at UCF, they underachieved in my opinion. So hopefully this is finally the year that UCF can finally take off. I am from the state of Florida. I grew up a lifelong Florida Gator fan, always will, always have been. But I also root for the UCF Knights as well, so I want to see them do good. Now let's talk about the defense. You can tell that most of that NIL money went to the defense, and the defense is headlined by defensive tackles Ricky Barber and Lee Hunter. Also, Malachi Nelson had a breakout season last year, had 7.5 sacks. But in the transfer portal is where UCF did their most damage. Bringing in linebacker Ethan Barr from Vanderbilt, bringing in defensive back transfer Deshaun Pace, bringing in another defensive back Ladarius Tennyson from Ole Miss. They went absolutely crazy on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, all over the field. Mainly on the defensive back end for some reason. They brought in Sheldon Arnold, a great safety. They brought in Cedric Hawkins from Ohio State, a former 4-star. Also defensive end Nigel Kelly from Miami, Mac McWilliams from UAB, to name a few. They went absolutely crazy on the defensive side of the football, landing some pretty high-end players. They even got Jakari Brown from the University of Miami. He does not play defense. He's a quarterback, but he's a piece for their future. He's a big-time quarterback, big-time arm, could have went anywhere, chose to go to UCF. So shout out to the UCF Knights, and hopefully it leads to wins. If not, I'm sorry, head coach Gus Malzahn got to go, because UCF is a program that got big-time potential with the right head coach. Now let's talk about their schedule and how I think they're going to do in the Big 12. The UCF Knights will kick off the 2024 season versus New Hampshire. They also play Sam Houston State. They play teams like Iowa State, TCU, Colorado, and Florida, to name a few. Iowa State as well. I truly believe they're going to lose against the Gators. I'm not just saying that because I'm a lifelong Florida Gator fan, but I truly believe the Gators are going to be a lot better than people think, mainly on defense and the defensive line. And I'm going to say they're 50-50 with the Colorado game, because Colorado is going to have a great offense. Not too sure about their defense. Me after week 1 to make my mind up about that game. Also, they play West Virginia, Arizona, and Utah as well. Cam Rising will be back at Utah. Arizona is still going to have a pretty damn good team. And we all know Garrett Green is the quarterback at West Virginia. So I'm going to say at best 10-2, at worst 9-3, because I just feel like Gus Malzahn is not the right head coach at UCF. So even though they're going to have all this talent, even though they're going to have Kj Jefferson at quarterback, they're going to lose against the Gators. I believe Colorado might beat them. And one of those 3 teams I just mentioned, whether it's West Virginia, whether it's Utah or Arizona, I just feel like one of those teams is going to beat UCF. I could be wrong, but if UCF is able to use their running backs, Penny Boone and RJ Harvey, they're able to give quarterback Kj Jefferson time to get the ball to the playmakers at receiver, mainly Kobe Hudson, you can see a very, very scary UCF team because the defensive line is going to be stout. They got a lot of talent on the back end, and I cannot wait to see this team play. I'm definitely probably going to be at a game or two myself. You guys let me know what you think. This is your boy Tater Too Real, where we always keep it too what? Too real. Holla.